Star versus the Forces of Evil belongs to Daron Nefcy, Disney Channel, and all other people associated with its creation. Please support Star versus the Forces of Evil and go buy the Magical Book of Spells. Hello everybody, Raspberry Barrel here, and now we're going to finish up the second half of Rhina the Riddled chapter. So, we just left off and she was explaining basically her morning routine. And now, for a couple pages, all about her wand. Rubicon Cube Revolution Moves. RCRM, aka Finger Tricks. Note to me, this is a quote I read that I really liked. There are riddles and there are peanuts. If you can't tell one from the other, then you might need eyeglasses. Left hand turn. I spent a lot of time on this one. I know it looks super easy because it's basic, but if you don't master this trick, then you'll never make riddle magic happen in your life. Retro redo spin. This is the prettiest cube pose, I think. Middle difficulty. Swoopin' D loops. You need nimble baby fingers to do this one. But if you don't have baby fingers, then you can just use the tips of your nails. Unless you bite your nails, like I do. And then you might have to use your toenails, like I do. So, the lesson here is that you can't pick your nose with your bitten toes. Chihuahua stamp spin. It looks like a cute little earth chihuahua. If you do it right, it will bark after each spin. Note to me, 6 ha bag dehorts. Cool? I have no idea what that says. Means, really, but that's what it says. Spells to make someone who did not like riddles before having a spell put on them like riddles. Special spell for Ronaldo the Bald Pate. RCRM, 4 clockwise left-hand turns, 2 clockwise swoopin' loops, 1 clockwise retro redo spin. Then you answer this riddle. I am closest to a buzz. I am lonely without fuzz. Even a doll has a more luxuriant fall. What am I? The answer is Ronaldo the Bald Pate's head. Caution alert. Okay, this spell seriously works. I wanted someone to just like riddles, but actually the person I did the spell on, well, now he only speaks in riddles. Glossrick and I are working on a counterspell, but not having great luck. Sadly, he had to retire. Note to me, buy flowers for Lady Goiza's going away party. Sob. So yes, this is it. Rhina the Riddled put a spell on Ronaldo the Bald Pate so he would like riddles, but it actually made him only speak in riddles. And they were never able to undo the spell, and so he had to be taken off the Magic High Commission. And then here, this is just the steps how to do it. 1, start with this, then 2, then 4, and it kind of just shows you how to do it. And the numbers here, it's not saying step 1, step 2, step 4. These are like, this is one trick number 1. So you can go back to this page and look at this. So do 1 retro redo spin, do 4 left-hand turns, and do 2 swoopin' loops. And then start here, then there, then here, then there. Note to self. What in the world is this red ribbon for? It's been on my wrist forever and I still can't remember why. And as you can see, it'd really be good if Rhina would just go back in her chapter to see why she put that ribbon on. Spell to disarm any monster by dazzling them with your inner beauty. Unless you aren't feeling your inner beauty that day, and in that case, this spell is called Spell to Disarm Any Monster by Dazzling Them with Your Inner Bad Attitude. RCRM, 1 clockwise left turn for inner beauty, 1 wider shins left turn for inner bad attitude. Then you answer this riddle. I am often round, but you can't bounce me. I like to shine, but not in the dark. Sometimes I show you what you want to see, and sometimes I don't. But I'm always honest, to a fault. What am I? The answer to that riddle is a mirror. Caution alert, if you don't want to make those flower monsters, the ones that live in the forest of certain death and have those green glowing eyes, you know the ones I mean, cry, then maybe using this spell isn't a good idea. It made them cry a lot, and then I felt really bad, but they were disarmed, so that part was good. I think maybe my inner beauty was just too beautiful for them. Note to me, need to do more wrist exercises. The faster you are with 1 Rubik's cubes, the less chance you have of accidentally dying. Spell to make yourself fall in love with someone when you don't want to fall in love with anyone, period. RCRM, 5 clockwise Chihuahua stamp spins, 5 wide Shurn's retro redo spins. Then you answer this riddle. I pump my hardest to keep you alive, but if you fall in or out of my love, I might not survive. The answer is a heart. Caution alert. Be mindful that when you do this spell, because you're forced to and queens have to toe the line, your heart will grow 2 sizes. And this hurts, but you'll be interested in falling in love, and that's kind of nice, I guess? Not. Rhina the Riddled, 5 butterfly power. Auroli sign, tadpole. Height, 5'5". Cheek emblem, infinity symbol. Attributes, strength, 14. Intelligence, 11. Wisdom, 10. Wrist power, 20. Constitution, 17. Charisma, 4. Note to me, blind date tonight, he's a demon. A second cousin to the Luciters. He's called Lorne John Rauchley. I was told that he is very tall, plays 7 different monster gut-stringed instruments, speaks 20 dead languages, and enjoys making up limericks in his spare time. Sounds like a match made in Muni. Sigh. Time to do the spell. See me on the other side. Note from Star. I am not ever touching this. I hate riddles. Spell to break a demon's heart. RCM. 1 Riddleshin swoop-a-loop. 1 clockwise swoop-a-loop. 1 Widshin swoop-a-loop. 1 clockwise shoop-a-loop. 1 wideshin swoop-a-loop. 1 clockwise swoop-a-loop. Then you have to answer this riddle. I make up dumb limericks. I speak 20 dead languages. I pluck the monster gut strings of 7 instruments. I'm tall. I'm a demon. What am I? The answer to the riddle is a cruel husband. Caution alert. This spell works so well that I am now a widow. I am also about to give birth to a baby. I will name her Selena. If only my mother was alive to see me now. She would be so happy to see the line of queens marching even onward. Note to me. Lady Goiza has returned from the dimension of cats with human faces to console me. Turtle Hopkins and I are beside ourselves with excitement to have the old gang back together. Note to me. Procure Politis for wrist aches. So, just a quick note. You can see with all of Rhina's spells so far, they work a little too well. She wanted to just make Ronaldo like riddles, but she messed up his life, and now he only speaks in riddles. Her spell to disarm monsters, it did disarm the monster, but it just hurt him a little more than she wanted. Her spell to make her love someone, it made her heart grow and forced her basically to love someone and be interested in love. And I don't know how much later it was, but eventually, even with the spell to make her love someone, she didn't love this demon. And so she made this spell, and it worked too hard, and he's dead. Did the spell break his heart, or did it make him so sad that he, broke his own heart? So she's having some troubles with her spells being too powerful. Lady Goiza and I have always been great fans of the Great Book of Fashion. As young girls, we would pursue the pages and giggle over all the amazing finery held within the book's pages. Together, we drooled over the foppery of the Refairionite ensembles we saw inside the book, and upon my rise to queen, we made this fashion our own. The high-necked flouncer, the Bristol Aaron View, the double capper. Thoughts from a Queen number 2. I have learned over the years that to do what you want is human. To do what you must is divine and queenly. Today I was part of a contingency along with King Ponyhead and his eldest daughter, to speak with a faction of demons who are still, all these years later, upset with me because of the incident surrounding my husband's untimely demise. I believe that a meeting between us would be a lovely idea and that it will succeed to make us all happy and companionable again. Lady Goiza is still not convinced. Thoughts from a Queen number 3. Turtle Hopkins went to the great beyond in his sleep last night. Sob. Thoughts from a Queen number 4. Today we return to meet the demons. The pain in my wrists has been making spell casting more difficult these days, but there is so little cause for me to do riddle magic as of late. I hardly worry. Now I think I'm going to have to use my riddle magic to impress upon the demons that there is no bone of contention between us. Wish us luck. Lady Goiza still doesn't believe that the demons can be swayed. She does not trust them, but I will show her the error of her ways. I tried to invite my daughter, Selena, to come with us. She will be queen soon and must learn the queenly ways, but she hid in her room behind the hanging drapes of her canopy bed. She thought I could not see her, but the outline of her face was quite prominent behind the drape. I'm turning over ownership of this book as soon as I return. This, I hope, will force her to finally come into her own. An easy riddle. I am not the beginning, because that is too soon. I am not in the middle, like dip down spoon. I am, and the answer is the end. Note to me, after all these years, I have finally remembered what the red ribbon on my wrist is for. And that was a chapter of Rhina the Riddled. So, yeah, as I said, her spells were crazy and powerful, and she accidentally killed someone in the Lucifer family. And that kind of makes Star, part demon. Selena, being child of Rhina and demon, makes her a demon child. And maybe that has to do with some of her secrets. And that makes Star related to the Lucitors, kind of. I think there's enough distance between them that it would have been okay. But she's related, kind of. Maybe has a little bit of the demon in her blood. I don't know. Lady Goiza was a good friend of Rhina. I'm having a hard time understanding exactly how old she was when she first came and met Rhina, when she was 5. Because in all these pictures of Rhina when she was like 14 with Lady Goiza, they both look like 14, 15, 16. But I thought she was like kind of like grandmother I look up to sort of friend. So it's very confusing for me at least. So, again, Ronaldo, the bald pate, got cursed with the riddle magic and now works in the time thing. So was taken off the commission. So if you had seen this book, you would have known about him, and I feel like maybe Meteor's lesson episode could have made a little more sense. And poor Rhina and her little wrist trying to do all this riddle magic, and her wand is very interesting. Just all this turning, I'm just trying to imagine if, Star and Moon had to, do riddle magic, kind of turning the wand to do all their evil, or even Eclipsa, her darkest spells, you wouldn't have a lot of time to do the spell if you had to, do all this twisting and turning. So I wonder what it was like while, like, the husband and Ronaldo were just standing there while Rhina's, like, performing the spell. Like, you gotta wait. Give me 5 minutes. So Selena didn't even get to meet her dad. And it looks like Rhina probably had Selena, older ages, because in this picture, Rhina has some gray hairs. So Selena didn't get to meet her dad. I wonder if she thinks he's evil and what Rhina's real thoughts are about her husband. And the chapter ends. Selena is about to become queen, so I guess she also, like her mother, didn't receive the book when she turned 14, maybe. Or maybe she did, and these chapters are just confusing. And Rhina didn't exactly write a whole lot in her book, because she didn't really write much. It goes from, I'm about to give birth to a baby, to my kid's about to become queen. So, this is the chapter of Rhina the Riddled. The 10th chapter. Not remembering which queen. 30-something, a third 20. I like Rhina. She's kind of interesting. Maybe her chapter doesn't, there's a lot of interesting things in her chapter, but maybe it just doesn't, speak to me as much as the other ones. And I feel like I don't see a whole lot of, fan art of her and stuff. She's not quite as appealing as maybe the other chapters. So that was her chapter. Thanks for listening, everyone. Please go watch Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Star vs. the Forces of Evil and this magical book of spells belong to Daron Nefcy, Disney Channel, and all other people associated with its creation. Please go support Star vs. the Forces of Evil and go buy the magical book of spells. Thanks for listening. Bye.